I don't want to just pick on the guy in the moment, but I have some greater concerns about even a potential bounce back. So since the All-Star break, Nick Castellanos in 23 games has 93 plate appearances, 90 official at-bats. He's walked 3 times in 23 games since the All-Star break, which is not good. He's hitting 178 with a double and 3 home runs. That's a 204 on base percentage, 289 slugging percentage, and a 493 OPS. Now, that would be terrible for any player, even like Johan Rojas in a stacked lineup hitting 9th. That would be unacceptably bad. The larger problem at play for the Phillies here is that Nick Castellanos is hitting cleanup or in the 5 spot most nights for this team. Last night, I made a little smart ass tweet, but I mean, it kind of puts into context like just how bad this has been. Zach Wheeler hit a combined 184 with a 209 on base percentage in the 2019 and 2021 seasons. He didn't hit in 20 because of the COVID stuff. He's been Zach Wheeler for 23 games now post All-Star break. He's killing this team. They have a number of issues, a number of guys that are underperforming, guys that aren't getting it done, but none more so than Nick Castellanos. He's a horrendous defender. He is just gets himself out repeatedly. I know that like he's streaky and hot and cold. Like, let me just give you this before I let you take the floor. Here's Nick Castellanos OPS by month this season. 751, 731, 854, 598, 362. Here's Nick Castellanos' OPS by month in 2024. 521, 706, 810, 789, 810, 858. So there is no like massive surge coming from this player. Like his best is all right. Like an 858 OPS is like pretty good. There's no 9 home run month coming. There's no month coming where he hits 420 and puts his team on the back, like his back. He might get to a place where he doesn't look like a complete and utter disaster, but there's no like watch Nick carry the team for 2 weeks. Like it's not coming.
No, it's not. And this is the worst he's looked since April of 24. And that was bad. And that was so bad that there was, if you remember, Bob, there was a time when we were like, you can't keep this guy in the lineup. And then all of a sudden he started to figure it out. He became a consistent player, not great, but at least
this, by the way, is way worse. I mean, it's way worse. His OPS plus that month. Actually, I don't have it in front of me, but he had a 521 OPS that March, April that you're referring to. And I mean, we're in the 3s right now. So this is significantly worse.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. And what it is to me is his swing is completely off. And when I talked to him a couple weeks ago, before I went away, just kind of talking about, I was talking to him about, swinging at the first pitch and, the success that he has at that. And, he gave me the line again, Bob, of that, he doesn't go up there with a plan. He's, the whole see ball, hit ball kind of thing. Right. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if that's really the case or if that's just some shit he likes to say to sound cool. But the reality of it is
I love that you said that because it's perfect for him.
Well, I mean, I'm being honest. Like,
I know
it could be that he goes up there and doesn't have a plan, and maybe that's why he's struggling, right? Or it could be that he's just saying it just because he thinks it's a cool thing to say, and he actually does go up there with a plan, and that's worse, right? Like then it would be if he's going up there with a plan and this is the result. Well, then your plan sucks, dude. You got to figure it out. Like, I don't know what he's lost. Whatever he's doing, every swing looks like his ass is bailing out. He's lunging for a pitch. He's barely making contact, or he's swinging and missing at everything all of a sudden. At least before, there were those swings within the at-bat where he would make really strong really hard contact, right? And drive the ball. Even if he made an out, even if it was a fly out to right center field, you looked at it and said, he hit that ball hard. That was a pretty good swing, right? even now when he gets those bloop singles, it's like, that's not a good swing, man.
No.
Like, you're getting a hit, okay, fine, but it wasn't a good swing. So I haven't seen a really good swing, consistent swing from him in a couple of months. And so that's the problem. The thing of it is that what's your alternative? And there's no good one. I know Kepler's started to look a little bit better against right-handed pitching. Okay, maybe you platoon those two, but geez, it's not a great situation to have.
Yeah, I mean, look, I saw somebody, and I apologize. I try to give credit when I see like good ideas, good thoughts, like on the timeline and stuff. But I just looked this up because I was inspired by the tweet that I came across the other day. I mean, since the All-Star break, if you look at Fangraphs wins above replacement, there is not a lesser, or like, he's the least valuable player in baseball since the All-Star break. I don't even know how to say it. It's like so flustering. Like negative 0.8 WAR since July 18th. I mean, so that's a month now where there's not been a lesser valuable player in the sport. And like, look, it's up and down. We talked about Turner, 2 weeks ago, and then he picked it up a little bit. And could Nick have a 3-hit night tonight? And you go, see, like, that's why you ride it out with him. I just don't think that there's anybody out there that would play contrarian and say, like, yeah, see, like, I don't think that guy's out there right now. I mean, what does he bring to the table for you? It's not like even with Bryson Stott where you say, all right, well, he's not really hitting, or we don't feel great about him overall from an offensive perspective, but wow, look at the glove at second base. At least there's going to be that. I mean, the defensive limitations have been talked about ad nauseum at this point. We don't need to get into that anymore. Like, outs above average. He's terrible. He can't cover ground. We know. The thing that gets me is that, and this is where I want you to check me. I think I said something along these lines to Tim the other day. Like, I have not been in the Phillies clubhouse since last July. And I've only spoken to Nick like maybe twice. Like, I wasn't like, you're like the Nick whisperer. Like, you are like the guy. Like, you've talked to him numerous times. I think that there is a sense, and like, you can tell me if I'm wrong and that this is unfair. I think that there's a sense of entitlement with Nick Castellanos where he says, and I get it to a degree. I don't even think it's his fault. Like, look at my resume. I've been in this league for a long time. I was a high profile guy coming up, national teams, like right there with Bryce, the whole deal. He's had a very good career, a very productive career. He's been one of the better hitters in the sport for a decade. And I think that he probably looks at his struggles and says, like, yeah, but I am me. And like, I'm not somebody you platoon. I'm Nick Castellanos. And I just wonder, like, I mean, if on merit in this moment, like, he should absolutely be platooned. There is no reason to play this guy every single day. But what I wonder is, if you bench him, are you opening up a bigger can of worms that potentially has significant ramifications where he and his energy and his mindset could further torpedo your clubhouse? And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying he's, a child or a diva even, but I just think that he is a player of a certain stature. And I just wonder what it would do if you sat him down.
Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on with that, Bob, because, and it's how the Phillies operate with all of their veteran guys, right? It's kind of like they defer to Real Muto a lot on his availability. Most starting catchers wouldn't play as regularly as he does. He would most starting catchers get, an extra day off a week. Not this guy. This guy kind of dictates it a little bit more about where he plays. They wouldn't bat him eighth. Remember that earlier this year when he was really struggling because of a respect thing. And I think Castellanos kind of gets that same, again, like you said, it's not his fault. It's the culture of the sport, and it's the way that the team operates. And it's part of why that clubhouse really gels as well as it does, in a sense, over the last 4 years, because of the way that the Phillies operate and let them do their thing, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at it, here's another thing that Nick Castellanos could make this argument, Bob. And again, it's a light argument, but it's one that he can point to. Like, Trey Turner leads the team in hits, leads the National League in hits. You know who's second? Nick Castellanos is second on the team in hits this year. I mean, so you're saying now you're going to start platooning the guy who has the second most hits on the team. It's a tough
but
call.
in fairness, like, okay, let me call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper has missed significant time. JT Realmuto is a catcher. Bryson Stott platooned. Bohm has missed time. Left field has been a platoon from the jump. Center field has been a platoon from the jump.
100%.
So, like, Nick Castellanos being second on the team in hits when he has probably 25% of the amount of bats more than anyone else means absolutely nothing to me. But I get it. I understand. Yeah, like, I understand your premise. I think it's more tied into the pedigree of, like, I'm Nick. I've been an impact bat in this sport for a long time. I'm having a shitty month. Like, you're not going to do this to me. When the whole thing came up where he was replaced defensively and he seemed utterly baffled by the possibility that it was the right thing to do from a strategical standpoint to take him out of the game late with a lead, like, that shows me some type of, like, disconnect, or the fact that he is totally out of touch with, like, the urgency and reality of a situation. Like, that he is like, I can catch the ball when it's hit to me. Like, when it gets hit to me, I catch it. I'm pretty good defensively. Like, dude, no. Like,
I still think that was a time and place problem for Nick, more so than it was an actual pull him from the game.
Yeah, but I mean, notice that they've not gone back to it since. I mean,
because of how he reacted. In other words, like, if that would have, I still stand by, if that would have taken place anywhere else other than Miami, there isn't a blow up.
But like, why does the player win in that situation? Like, like, maybe that there could have been a little bit more thoughtfulness in terms of when they first decided to do it. And he might have some right to be like, yo, man, like, come on, like that. You're going to do me like that.
I'm not justifying it.
So then that means you go, you're right. But so now we got to cater to this for all of eternity because, like, we probably could have done a better job. Like, come on. Don't you go in there and say, look, man, like, I get it. We screwed it up. We should have waited another week, or we should have given you more of a heads up what we were going to do. But look, we're going to do it because it's the right thing to do.